Russ Davis from MoJa Radio World Headquarters here in New York City, welcoming you back for more MoJa Vision. Bill Frisell, the great guitarist, one of the most versatile guitarists in all of MoJa. He can do it all. He can swing with straight-ahead players. He can play atmospheric, electronic music. He can create music that's pure MoJa, blending all the elements of all the styles of improvised music that have ever been to create his own unique statement. Americana music, folk music. He's won Grammy Awards, he's traveled the world, and maybe his greatest work ever, in my humble opinion, was released in 2011 and toured in 2012, his interpretation of John Lennon classics called All We Are Saying. And as Bill Frisell said from the stage a couple of times when I saw him perform this music, there are so many to choose from when the audience was singing out with him and also yelling out some requests because they knew he was doing Beatle music, quote unquote, and as he responded to them, there are so many to choose from, and there were. Well, one of those he chose was the Beatles classic, Come Together, and I want to play that for you now. I saw the band perform a couple of times this music. I heard him with Jenny Scheinman, the great violinist, his longtime friend and associate, performing at the Newport Jazz Festival, and also in a quartet setting without Jenny at the famous club just off St. Catherine Street in Montreal as part of the Montreal Jazz Festival in 2012, Club Soda. That's the performance I want to give you right now of the Beatles classic Come Together. It's Bill Frisell and Friends on MoJa Vision. Russ Davis here, and in the summer of 2012 I had a chance to attend the grandfather of all jazz festivals, the Newport Jazz Festival in Newport, Rhode Island, for the very first time. I had a chance to speak with a number of the musicians off stage, and here's one of those conversations now. The great guitarist Bill Frisell, who played 3 different shows at the 2012 Newport Jazz Festival, joined us to talk about the effect of the music of John Lennon on him and his own music. And then here's this lad who is enamored with the music of John Lennon, and I think that so many of us were, not just our generation, but my daughter, who's 20 years old, loves his music, and I believe I touch on, especially the songs you chose for All We Are Saying, a childlike wonder in his music, so much of it, and a childlike attitude about making the music, a whimsy, if you will. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, for me, there's so much in it.
Yes.
I mean, it's impossible to break it down into, or even to describe it, but that thing you're talking about, it's this, where his imagination was just way, he didn't let things block it somehow. It's, for me, that's just that childlike thing. I mean, that's what I think we all need, you know. It's so important to keep that part of our, where your mind is, that it's an openness and a excitement about seeing things that are beautiful, and trying to imagine new things, and it just seemed like he had just this imagination somehow. I mean, I never met him, and I don't really, I just know what I've read about him, but what comes to the surface to me is that somehow he was able to protect that somehow, or he kept it. He was able to put it out there for us to be inspired by.
He packed a lot in 40 years, no doubt.
MoJa Radio, jazz in the present tense.